Okay, so we're gonna be working on the Cappuccino today. We're gonna actually get started on the Microsquirt install. To do this, the first thing I wanna figure out is what timing this motor runs from the factory. When you get into standalones, you're getting ready to adjust all that stuff. So it's nice to have a base point to know where we're coming from. And so the first thing we gotta do is basically get a timing light on here, get a mark on here for the timing light, and get the motor running. So let's get the hood popped and get in there. Since this car has a distributor ignition system, and you can actually see right here, we have some adjustment. Back in the day, they basically just had almost like a standard curve they use that, depending on where you had the distributor set, it just added or subtracted. But with this setup, we're gonna actually have a fully adjustable curve where we can make it not just one route. We're gonna have a little more complexity to it. So the first thing we have to do is getting down here, we have right above that belt, we have timing markers. We got a 0, 10, and 20 degrees of advance. We're gonna have to find where on the crank pulley, which I'm not really seeing anything at this moment, where that timing marker lines up with, and get it highlighted, probably using like a paint pen or something so that we can at least see what our base timing is. Then we're gonna grab onto cylinder 1 spark plug here and shoot the timing light at it while it's running. We'll see what we're at idle-wise, then we'll see what we're at just with some revs, some really simple revs, just trying to get an idea of what we're starting with. So let's grab the timing light and go. That spark plug wasn't torqued down. So either way, we're gonna real quick test our top dead center marking. Got a nice aluminum stick here. Basically on a motor like this with overhead cams, you can usually get right down to the piston. So we're gonna find top dead center by seeing where this thing is at its highest. Fighting a little bit of compression right now. Working our way up. We go until we start to drop. Okay, we're dropping now. And then get it to flip to reverse. Okay, now we're gonna work our way back up. Okay, that is kind of balanced right between all the way up, or going down, and then going back to the other side and going down. So let's see where we got to on our crank mark. Hopefully I can show it to you guys. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. I honestly cannot line up any marker with it. I got nothing. Probably doing a horrible job of showing you too. But, okay. I'm gonna drop you down in there and see what we get. Hopefully you can see on the timing cover the marks. But I got nothing on the crank pulley showing where we're at. So we're gonna get a little white Sharpie and we're gonna mark ourselves up and go from there and test it out. I'm even gonna be crazier. I'm actually gonna go in a more accessible location and put a mark on both the crank pulley and the timing cover. That way I can easily reference what's going on. Since the fact that we're only using this to make sure that the computer is lined up with, when it calls out 7 degrees on the computer, I want it calling out 7 degrees out here. And so what we've got now is right there, easy to see the mark. Over here, you're looking through 2 belts. So I'm very happy to allow that to be my location to see. So let's get the timing light hooked up and get a spark plug back in and go from there. So let's go ahead and fire this car up and get the garage door open and not kill ourselves. We've got an adjustable timing light here, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with 0, and you see down there it's bouncing around. It almost looks like it's at 0 advance currently. So let's start adjusting and see if we can get to the 7 degrees. Well, yeah, I know. We are arguably at 0 degrees advance right here at idle. Wild that it likes to run on that. Maybe that's part of what his issue is. I could have been off by a few degrees with my method. It's not a perfect approach, but it's not terribly far off from a good setup, so. I'm gonna try to set you up so you can see what's going on while I rev it. We're still set at 0. Looks like that hose is right in the way. Let me try to get this better. Okay, so from here you can actually see that it's still really sitting at 0. So we're going to try revving it and see if we get any advance out of it from revving. Okay, you can see it advancing. So let me see if I can adjust it back down. Okay, we're going to set it at 10 degrees. So this is what 10 degrees would look like. Those lines should be lining up perfectly, and they are definitely not. So let's see if as we rev it, if it lines itself up. So it looks like it holds 10 degrees advance pretty steady. It offers a ton of advance. Let's see what we're maxing out at. I'm going to put it at 30 here and rev it again. Revving, man, you're getting 30 to 40 advance on this. So that's set to 40 advance. That's wild. Crazy that they're running 0 at idle and 40 when revving up. But it is a cold idle, so that might be affecting things, but now we at least have an idea of what we're dealing with when it comes time to actually setting up a timing table on this motor. It obviously runs a ton of advance, and it's crazy when people say that you actually can gain a little bit of power out of them by advancing them, because there is not much, I would think, room for that. But it'll be interesting to see what how it times back down under boost versus what it's doing right now, just sitting here free revving. So let's get started on tearing this glove box out and figure out where this Microsquirt's going to go.